This is a mountain bike. Mountain bikes are fun. Mountain bikes become really fun when you start specializing them for different types of riding. So making them bigger and beefier for downhilling, lighter and quicker for climbing, or my personal favorite, smaller and simpler for dirt jumping. Characteristics of a dirt jumper are a flat head tube, single speed drive, disc brakes, and a front fork with about 100 millimeters of travel. They're also quite fun to ride. Now the best way to start dirt jumping is to start digging. I suggest building a step-up, which is a jump where the landing is higher than the takeoff. Step-ups are great for learning tricks, mainly because you jump up to your landing instead of falling into it. Once you learn a trick, you can start applying it in other settings. Riding a dirt jumping bike acknowledges that flying through the air is a good thing. However, sometimes, with the good, comes the bad. This is a nose case, and it is by far the worst way to go down.
So yeah, you gotta be ready to take some blows and, break some bike components. And I am glad to be done with this segment because I am sore. So I started with dirt jumping because I believe it has the lowest entry barriers of any form of mountain biking. By this I mean the bikes cost the least, takes the least amount of land to have fun, and you don't even need mountains to do it. You could build, dirt jumps in a vacant lot. Now last week I said I was going to introduce you guys to a Joe. And this week's Joe is, well, me. And that was anticlimactic. But yeah, a Joe is pretty much just an individual in my life who, is involved in a certain action sport. And since dirt jumping is kind of, my piece of cake, my slice of pie, well, since dirt jumping is kind of like, what I do, I am this week's Joe. I'll also be the Joe if I, can't find anyone who is, particularly involved in a certain action sport. So what I'd like to do is go out and film these riding segments with certain Joes, and then come back and talk about what involvement in action sports really has meant for them, what it has, doors that it has opened up, and I guess all of that good stuff. And I want to do this because, we've all watched professional surfers and skaters, talk about surfing and skating, and, we really can't relate to that, Like, none of us really can just surf every day and get to travel to the dopest locations to go, do what we want to do. So maybe hearing people that, go to school and then go to work and then, go skate after because they're stressed out. And I think that that is maybe more important, but we'll have to see. And I have talked enough. So this week is dirt jumping, and next week we're going to cover downhilling. And if you want to tune in, the only way to guarantee that you'll be there is to hit the subscribe button. And that's much appreciated, and I'll see you guys next week.